Hi, this is Viola Rose, and I am making this video because I want to report about the most amazing cleanse that I have just completed. I've done it 2 times now. It's called the ZenCleanz, and it's a sort of a complete revolution in the way of cleansing and detoxing. And I am so floored about the levels of detox and cleansing that I have had that I want to share about it with you. So I have a history of cleansing and detoxing. I did my first month-long Arise and Shine cleanse in 1993 when I was 23 years old. I've done month-long Ejuva cleanses. I've done 40-day juice fasts. I have done breatharian retreats where we didn't take any food or water for days, right? I've been a mostly raw vegan for decades, and I live a cleansing lifestyle and have tried all the things. And yet, because we live in a toxic world and we can be bombarded with toxic emotions and all these things, the body processes as it does. And so even I get compacted and get problems and issues, and from eating too much or from having emotions, or just processing the chemtrails or toxins from the world, that these things take a toll on us, right? So, lo and behold, what happened to me was that last fall, I accidentally, through looking into something other issue, discovered through an MRI and through some ultrasounds that I had a gallbladder compacted full of gallstones, and ones that my naturopath said were too large to try and flush out with like traditional liver and gallbladder flushing. And I had 3 lesions on my liver, quite large size. And that's as far as I went with the sort of AMA model of testing, because I didn't want to do any further things of drinking weird concoctions to get MRIs, and I didn't want them doing any surgery on me. They recommended possibly removing the gallbladder, but definitely snipping the bile duct so that it was permanently open, so that the stones that were lodged in my bile duct could maybe be released. And I wouldn't have any of that because I'm natural girl through and through. And so I knew that there had to be a natural way to take care of this, right? So I have been doing a lot of praying and meditating, visualizing white light in that area. And then recently, through my network chiropractor, discovered a company called ZenCleanz. And she said they were these amazing cleanses that were enzyme based, and that they were only 1 day cleanses, and that they gave phenomenal results. And I found this slightly hard to believe because I had done previous cleanses where it took a month of taking products to get the level of release. So what I learned was that this company is enzyme based. So there's a fellow named Daniel who's the owner of the company. He had a healing clinic in China for over 10 years and helped people detox. And he learned about the healing power of long time fermented enzymes and created this company just a few years ago. And what they do is they take fruits and vegetables, plant materials, and they ferment them for 2 years, then make the products, combine them together, and then ferment them for another year. So they're 3 year long fermented products. So super, super like enzymes on steroids that go in and digest and dissolve all the things that we aren't digesting on our own, especially from eating cooked food, because there's no enzymes in the cooked food to help digest the food, right? So anyway, and so she tested me, to muscle tested me, and did a little pendulum to see if I should do the liver and gallbladder flush to help release the gallstones. And what I was told was that these stones were too large to release, and so I didn't think I should be doing that kind of cleansing, because I didn't want a situation where then a large stone starts to get released and gets into the bile duct, gets stuck, and then you've got the most excruciating pain of your life. You get rushed to the hospital and they remove your gallbladder. So I didn't want that to happen. So I was weary of doing this kind of cleanse, but my body, through the muscle testing, was saying, yes, 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 do it. So with some trepidation, I wrote the owner of the company and asked, should I be doing this? I have large stones. And he showed me some pictures of some stones that people had released doing these cleanses, that were larger than mine. So I felt ready to do it. And so the cleanses there's 3 different cleanses that you can get through ZenCleanz. There's the one cleanse, which is a 1 day intestinal cleanse. And I'll talk to you about that because I did that one. And then there's also the one day forgive cleanse, which is the liver and gallbladder cleanse. Then there's a third cleanse, and that one is called the rainbow cleanse, and it's a week long. And on the first day, you do the intestinal cleanse. On the last day, you do the liver, gallbladder, and in between, you take all these extra enzymes to help keep cleansing the system out. So that's the one I ended up buying. So I got to try out both of the different cleanses and had phenomenal results, so much so that I've done it a second time. And only now that I've done it a second time am I ready to really talk about it and share my results with you. I'm going to show you pictures in this little video and just show you kind of what I went through. I'm not going to make it too long, maybe 15 minutes or so. So I did that cleanse, and I started with the one cleanse, which is the 1 day intestinal cleanse. You drink all these packets of stuff and enzymes periodically through the day, and then the next day or the day after, you start to release mucoid plaque, is what the promise was. And because I had done these cleanses in the past that took a month to get to that level, I was like, we'll see. And sure enough, I had all this mucoid plaque come out. Now, mucoid plaque is a mucus lining that ends up forming on the inside of the intestines when it just gets compacted or we're eating food that we can't digest. And that keeps us from being able to absorb nutrients, and then also makes the cavity of the intestines smaller because it's layered in this thick rubbery sludge. And so I was having problems for the last few years with being backed up and having a really sluggish, slow system, and couldn't digest very easily. And already that is so much improved. Even after the first cleanse, I was sleeping better. I'm not snoring anymore. I feel more relaxed, and I'm digesting way quicker and easier than I can ever remember doing. So the results that I had from the 1 day cleanse were more phenomenal than anything I had had previously from any of the month-long cleanses from Arise and Shine or Ajuva or juice fasting or anything. Like, it was mind-blowing that this could happen in 1 day. And let's show you some pictures of what came out of me. I got a little screen share here. So here we go. So here is what came out of me after the 1 day intestinal cleanse. And you can see it in the shape of the intestines, right? So here's for scale. Daniel snapped a picture of me poking around on it outside. And so you can see how much actually came out on that first cleanse. And that was phenomenal. So then I took all these enzymes for numerous days. And then on the last day, I decided to do the liver and gallbladder flush, right? So all day long, I drank stuff that purges the system and then opens the bile ducts, opens them really wide. And then you take a drink before bed, like the olive oil and lemon, but formulated by this company with long-term enzymes in it. So even a little packs even more of a punch after you've opened everything up all day. And then you go to bed, and then the next day or so, you start to release stuff out. So what happened for me on the first cleanse is I didn't release a lot of gallstones, just a couple. But what came out of me was this. Here was all this. It was even more than this. It was sludge. It was sandy, thick sludge that I think came out of my liver, because what I was told on the original cleanse. So in the ZenCleanz, there's this Telegram group, and everybody shares their experiences, and you can post pictures of what was released, and then they'll read it for you and tell you. And so what I was told the first time I did this was that because of this little piece here, there's some pieces that I had that were really lightly colored. And what that points to is the fact that that I wasn't producing bile. So I have a clogged liver, which would make sense because I had those lesions that were discovered in the MRI on my liver. So that was probably what was clogging it, right? So in my first flush, all that stuff came out, and I felt such a deep sense of peace for a few weeks, way more calm than I have in a long time. And then I just, was inspired to kind of go back in and do my second round. So I just last week did another one of the one cleanse, the intestinal cleanse. And then this is what I got out this time. Completely different stuff. More, look at this. This is small intestine stuff. Like, this is some serious fat. I had so much fatty deposits stuck in my intestines, which is really bizarre for somebody who doesn't eat a lot of fat and keeps it mostly raw, but like, it creeps in there. And so that was phenomenal. That's like maybe another 3 feet of plaque from my intestines. And then on just a couple of days ago, I did the next version of the liver and gallbladder flush. And so what came out of me this time was some of that sludge, like on the first time, but not nearly as much of it, and all these gallstones. Now, in the image, you can't quite tell, but this is light green, and these are all gallstones that have a little layer of fat around them from when they were released. But if you run them under really hot water, what I've learned is that you can see the dark gallstone beneath. So what I did is you can see I poked at this one. I took this one out, which is the biggest one, but you can see that there's others. This one, this one, this one, this one, that are also fairly large size. And I ran that one under really hot water to reveal the gallstone beneath it. Look how big that is. So that's 2 centimeters. It's 3/4 of an inch long. So that is the size that they told me was too dangerous to try to flush out. And so instead, remove your gallbladder, right? But instead, I did this flush and I was crying tears of relief. So this one, and then you can see that's this one. Others of that size. I mean, that's a lot. And these are all gallstones, all came out of my liver in this 1 day flush. So that's really game changing and just phenomenal. And it was so gentle, and I felt no cramps or nothing, because the product that you take all day, it just opened up all the bile ducts, everything, so that the stuff just flushed right out. And so yesterday morning was my last flush out of gallstones, and I am so relieved. I can't believe this company exists and that you can do this kind of healing work in such a short amount of time. So I'm so floored by it that I have started to tell everybody about it, and people and friends are buying cleanses. And so I've been supporting friends through the process. And so I decided, well, I should probably be an affiliate so that I can be compensated a little bit for referring people to this cleanse, and also for offering the support, so anyway, so I'm an affiliate now, and you can order underneath my affiliate code. And I also have a discount coupon that they gave me, which is just my name, Viola Rose, and that will give you 5% off a cleanse if you decide to try it. And 5% maybe doesn't sound like a lot, but the cleanses aren't cheap. They are, $230 for the individual cleanses, the intestinal one or the liver and gallbladder, and I think close to 600 for the week-long cleanse that I have done. And yet, because they cleanse your system so fast, in the end, you end up spending less money, because it's not the products that you have to take ongoing for months and months and months. It's just a one-shot deal and it's done. So I didn't think that really the cost was that expensive, considering what you get. And so 5% off does make a difference when you're buying an expensive cleanse like that. So you can use my discount code Viola Rose to get 5% off. And then I also have a link for my referral code, which I will post in beneath this video. And if you use that, then I get the credit for a little kickback for the sale. And I've invested a lot of money in these products. I've bought more because I know that I have some deep cleansing to do. And I wanted to do a few more of these. And then I'll feel like, okay, I'm done and I'm cleansed, and I'm going to commit to not retoxifying myself, so that I can just maintain this level of high vibration and clarity. And I got to say that when I was deep in the cleanse and I'm meditating with my liver, I could just hear my angels and my guides kind of saying, like, keep going, we can reach you, we're almost there, like just clearing this channel that much more, so that I can be so open to receive my higher dimensional guidance. So let me put one last little image up here before I close out, and that is this one right here. So there's the website, zencleanz.com, and my discount code is Viola Rose. And then my referral code is a little series of weird little numbers and letters. So I won't bother to put that here, but I'll put the link in below. And if you order, I will send you an email with tons of information about, like, or even if you just want to hear more, I have an email I put together with like interviews with the owner of the company, instructional videos, reviews. There's a mucoid plaque analyzer on their website where you can compare what you've cleansed out to on the website. And then also on the Telegram group, you can post pictures of what you released, and the owner of the company company will read it for you and tell you like, oh, like he told me, I obviously have a clogged liver. So informative. So I really love the company. I love the owner of the company's heart-centered like generosity, and how this isn't really a big money-making scheme, is like really in it to help heal people. And so I feel really aligned with the company. So I'm happy to talk about it. And I wanted to wait until after I did 2 cleanses so that I can really have the confidence and the knowledge about how this works, so I can help talk people through the process, and also just recommend it highly, standing behind it. So I wish you all super health and vitality, and more power to you. Bye.